excited and really happy about this opportunity. My name is Annaleigh and I am 14 years old, and I am a freshman for the Eastmont School District. In May of this year, I ran in the Kashmir Junior Olympics. The Junior Olympics are a regional track meet for junior high athletes who place first or second throughout the track season. So it's a pretty big deal. It is basically the championships for our area. Sorry. I'm sure most of you have heard that at the Junior Olympics, I raced against a transgender athlete in the 1600 meter race. I had heard of this happening around our country, but I never expected to encounter it firsthand. When all of the runners had lined up to race, I noticed that this athlete was built very differently than all of the other girls. But I didn't think much of it because we were on the starting line and we were about to race. It wasn't until we were on the podium that I heard the commotion of upset adults and kids. That is when I heard that the athlete that was standing next to me on the first place podium was a biological boy. My heart sank and I felt extremely discouraged. I felt like all my hard work that I had put in throughout the year didn't matter, and that it was just going to be forgotten. My family and I spoke up about how unfair this was. We didn't speak up about how unfair this was because I didn't get first and didn't win. We spoke up because boys racing against girls at this level of competition isn't right and it isn't fair. All of those biological girls standing up there next to me had worked just as hard as I had throughout the entire season. But at that moment, our hard work and talent did not matter. A coach on the transgender athletes team had heard my group of friends voicing their concerns and frustration about how unfair this was. They told my group of friends that if they were going to complain, they needed to go somewhere else and do it. Hearing this was devastating to me and my friends. It felt like we were being told to shut up, stop complaining, and just deal with it. And this is why I'm speaking up. Our female athlete voices need to be heard because we are the ones that this is personally affecting. Going through this experience has been incredibly hard. Adults have attacked my family and me for speaking up for fairness and protection of biological girls in sports. My family and I have been told by adults that we are transphobic, that I am a sore loser, and that I value winning more than a human life. We have also been told that it will be our fault and that we will be the ones responsible if this transgender athlete takes their life. And then I was told that I am simply just not good enough, and that's why I placed second. But I feel like the same people who are attacking female athletes for speaking up do not care about the mental tolls and struggles this is also taking on female athletes. These words have affected me, and it has hurt tremendously to hear all of these things because me and my family are some of the kindest people who strive to love everyone and do what is right. I have had severe anxiety and panic attacks as I have been trying to prove to those who say I am not good enough by training even harder. What hurts the most is that no matter how hard I train or how hard I push myself, the likelihood of beating a boy is slim. I have learned so much going through this experience. My biggest takeaway is that allowing boys to compete in girls' sports isn't working and it is not fair. It isn't fair and it isn't working for biological girls, and it isn't fair and it isn't working for transgender athletes. Thank you. No matter where you stand, failing to protect women's sports is wrong. So much hate and conflict has come from both sides. The things I have heard about this transgender athlete and me are awful and damaging. I am only 14 and I shouldn't have to deal with these kinds of adult issues. But here I am. Thank you. But here I am, speaking up, hoping that adults will step up and do what is right to protect and keep women's sports fair and safe for biological girls. I hope we can find a solution for all athletes to compete fairly and safely, because at 14 years old, even I can see that the current rules aren't working for biological girls or transgender athletes. Thank you.